Hi, I'm Steven from Starfire Direct, and today we're going to talk about the Starfire Designs PowerGlow Electronic Ignition System. Be aware, like most of our videos, this video is for instructional purposes only, and any installation and build of a gas fire feature should be installed by a certified gas plumber. Here's what will come inside your PowerGlow Electronic Ignition System box. Our actual PowerGlow system, our transformer or power supply, our heat shield, propane orifice, and a natural gas orifice. And our last piece, our pilot assembly with natural gas, but can be installed with propane, which we include an additional orifice. Here are some components that are not included with the PowerGlow Electronic Ignition System. We do recommend having a manual valve of some sort. You'll also need flex lines. Now, you will need some tools. For example, some pliers that have some wire strippers. You'll also have a Phillips and flathead screwdriver, 2 crescent wrenches. You'll need self-tapping screws if you're making a custom fire pit to mount the pilot assembly to the pan. You'll need gas compound or some type of tape, as well as an impact drill. Now we're going to show you how to install the PowerGlow Electronic Ignition System. We're going to first start with the pilot assembly. If you are using propane gas, you will need to change this orifice on the pilot assembly. It will be with either a P or an N, P being for propane, N being for natural gas. So first we need to take off this fitting, and then we will unscrew the actual orifice itself. Now at this point, you either are ready to use your pilot assembly because you're on natural gas, or you've just converted it. So we're going to put this aside for now because we'll use this later to put through our pan and connect to our PowerGlow. At this point in our installation, we're going to need to decide which orifice to use. For our installation, we're going to be using propane. So we're going to use our propane orifice, which has air mixer holes. The natural gas orifice only has one hole for the natural gas to pass through. For this step, we will need our air mixer, our lock washer for the heat shield that will be screwing onto our PowerGlow. This thread will require gas compound. Now that we have our heat shield and orifice installed, we are ready to install this unit onto a burner pan. As a reminder, gas compound is required on all NPT fittings, which includes the fitting between the orifice and the burner pan. Now we're ready to feed our pilot assembly through our pan and connect it to our PowerGlow system. On this pan, we have pre-cut ignition ports that will fit onto this pilot assembly exactly. But if you have a custom pan, we will have a diagram available to show the exact dimensions of what you'll need on your custom pan. I forgot to mention, this side, which will have a sticker, says this side towards burner needs to be installed with the face towards the burner. On your burner pan, you may need to use self-tapping screws to mount the pilot assembly. Now I'll be attaching the flex line to our pilot section. Now we'll be taking our wiring harness, going into the other harness. There's only one way to install this. Now we're ready to hook up our wiring harness to the existing power and ground wires. We have our power cable and our negative cable. As a reminder, a certified electrician should be handling this part of the install. Now we're going to hook up our wiring harness to our power supply, which will go to our standard wall outlet. Now we're ready to put our burner system connected to our PowerGlow into our fire pit. You are now ready to turn on your PowerGlow electronic ignition with your fire pit. Things to keep in mind. The PowerGlow will take about 5 seconds for the thermal pile to heat up. Once the thermocouple is hot enough, that will open the main valve, letting gas go to your burner, and now you're ready to enjoy your fire pit powered by our PowerGlow electronic ignition system. As a reminder, the PowerGlow is an on-off system, so you will need to adjust the flame height with either your ball valve or the key valve that you chose to install in your fire pit. If you're experiencing trouble with your fire feature, contact your installation professional to check the following. Your system doesn't ignite. Check that there is power. The circuit breaker may be tripped or turned off. Make sure the transformer is actually delivering 12 volts alternate current. If not, replace the 120 VAC to 12 VAC transformer. Make sure the transformer wires are not cut, nicked, or broken. Check that the gas is on at the supply and at the shutoff valve. Check the igniter turns red when the switch is on. If not, the igniter may be broken and needs to be replaced. The igniter turns red but does not ignite the pilot burner. The orifice may be plugged or need cleaning or replacement. The second common issue, pilot flame ignites but main burner does not. The control box may need to be serviced. The third common issue. System turns on but shuts off after a few seconds. Ground connections may be faulty. Check ground connections to pilot burner. Now in this third common issue, if this is a fresh installation, make sure to allow about 4 or 5 cycles when it first turns on to allow the gas to be purged through the pilot and the main control box. That may be your issue as well. The fourth common issue, the orifice is clean but still does not get gas. The gas supply may be plugged with water or other debris and will need to be vacuumed out to clear the supply pipe. And your fifth common issue, system turns on and stays on for a while but then turns off. The system may be overheating. Make sure that the burner plate is not overfilled with media. Make sure that the lower vents of the fire pit that you made or one of our fire pits are clear. The system may have been turned off due to a high wind pressure. If you have any other questions past this information, feel free to call our helpful sales staff. We'll be happy to help.